Notre Dame solidified its number 2 position in our United Sports Magazine poll with the 56-6 rout of St. Genevieve of Birmingham High School last Saturday night. Notre Dame, which clinched at least a share of the San Fernando Valley League title with the win, can take the title outright by beating Belle Jeff on Friday. The Knights, who held a 42-0 lead after 3 quarters, improved their record to 3-0 in league and 8-1 overall. Now let's go to the footage.
Notre Dame played St. Genevieve at Birmingham High School's Tom Bradley Stadium on Saturday night. St. Genevieve started the game with possession and tried to mix it up on the stubborn Notre Dame defense by running on the left side and throwing into the flat on the right side of the defense. However, Notre Dame's defense was laying in waiting, and on the next possession, number 21, Errol Small, and take note of that name, picked off the pass and returned it 36 yards for Notre Dame's first touchdown of the game. The point after was good, making the score Notre Dame 7 and St. Genevieve 0. Although Notre Dame had no trouble putting points on the board, it was their defense that set the tone for the entire evening. Notre Dame took possession and proceeded to march downfield in and through the St. Genevieve defense, setting up this 17-yard touchdown pass to number 32, Fano Maileatula of Notre Dame, and the conversion was good, making the score Notre Dame 14 and St. Genevieve 0. On St. Genevieve's next series position, the Notre Dame defense dug in once again and closed up the middle on the St. Genevieve running attack. The defense also managed to stifle their outside running plays. Notre Dame took over in the second quarter and moved inside the 20 on this pass completion to number 81, Matt Henry, and set up this Errol Small run of 9 yards up the middle for his second touchdown of the first half. The point after was good, making the score Notre Dame 21 and St. Genevieve 0. After St. Genevieve quarterback number 81, Kerry Iliano, fumbled, Notre Dame went to, you guessed it, number 21, Errol Small, who rumbled down the right side of the field untouched for the score. The point after was good, making the score Notre Dame 28 and St. Genevieve 0. St. Genevieve was becoming painfully aware that this was not their night. Notre Dame took over and scored on this 46-yard pass to number 12, John Sandoval. The point after was good, making the score Notre Dame 35 and St. Genevieve nothing. Notre Dame was on their game all night, and on this play to number 32, an incredible run of 84 yards down the left sideline to put Notre Dame up 42-0. The point after was perfect, and so was Notre Dame. St. Genevieve turned the ball over on their next possession, and Notre Dame moved down the field at will. This pass set them inside the St. Genevieve 30-yard line. And this pass completion moved them inside the 10. That ended the quarter, and Notre Dame picked up where they left off on this 9-yard bootleg by the quarterback. Notre Dame went on to win the game 55-6.
The difference between Sylmar and Grant Friday night at Valley College can be summed up in 2 words: Jerome Casey. Despite playing with a bruised right shoulder, Casey gained 147 yards on 20 carries, had 18 yards receiving, figured in all 4 touchdowns, and made several tackles from his safety position as the Spartans handed Coach Bill Foster's Grant squad its first loss of the season, 28-8. 2 early Lancer fumbles sealed their fate as Sylmar jumped out to a 21-0 halftime lead, and Grant was never able to recover. Now let's go to the footage.
Grant went into last Friday night's game against Sylmar with a 7-0 record. They'd soon find out that Sylmar had big plans to break that winning streak. Jerome Casey is a name they'll not soon forget. He brought in the first Sylmar touchdown, making it 7-0 Spartans. Casey was to gain 147 yards and 20 carries and score 3 touchdowns in the game. It was apparent from the outset that the Lancers just weren't having a good game. And Casey made it all too clear that he was having a good game, taking this pitch out from Daniel Terry and bringing it to the Lancers' 7-yard line. Then down to the 1-yard line and another run left. And finally into the Lancer end zone for his second touchdown of the night. 14-0 with 2 minutes, 16 seconds left in the first quarter. In the second quarter, Casey took this pitch out from Terry, then threw it back to Terry, who ran the ball in, making it 21-0 Sylmar.
Sylmar's coming up.
Grant came back.
He goes right on the option. He takes the inside.
Lewis held on to this
He's
ball.
going inside. He steps inside. He's hit, but he's on his feet still. He's down to the 42-yard line. He's in the Sylmar territory at the fix.
Then he scrambled back on this play.
As Lewis rolls
almost sacked,
being heavily
but
pressured.
unloads to Anthony Melton, who was tackled on the Spartan 12.
Anthony Melton. He takes the ball on the inside. He's still on his feet. And he's down to the 13-yard line.
The Spartans pushed Grant back to the 20-yard line on the next 2 plays, where Lewis threw this long pass to Josh Kesselman, almost complete, but just out of reach. Lancers tried to salvage a field goal from the drive, but the kick was wide to the left. The Lancers remained scoreless just before halftime. After the half, the Lancers would have to crush or be crushed. Indeed, they did look juiced up on their first drive after the kickoff. Lewis held onto this ball and brought it to the Lancer 43-yard line.
He takes the ball upfield himself, and he's broken loose. Another positive tackle and a big.
Then he faked another handoff.
And Lewis
the keeper this time driving to the Spartan 31-yard line.
He's got a lot of room. Oh, can he move? And he's down to about the 32-yard line with the
Grant cheering section seemed all warmed up as well. The Lancers would need all the support they could muster.
Yeah, is that Fernando?
Lewis took to the air on this play, completing the pass to the 18-yard line.
At the 17-yard line.
Then Lewis gambled on this option play to Sean Booker, who nearly threw an interception to Joe Vaughn.
He's number 20 in the end zone, and it is broken up on the play.
Lewis finally came through, however, for Grant with 5 minutes, 6 seconds left in the third quarter with this touchdown pass to Anthony Melton.
Anthony Melton, touchdown! What a catch! Juggled it on his hip and able to pull it in.
Point after, hit the upright and went wide to the right. But fortunately for the Lancers, Sylmar was offsides, and the Lancers would get another chance. This time Lewis went for the 2-point conversion quarterback sneak and was successful, making it 21-8 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, Lewis erred on this pass intended for Melton, picked off by Joe Vaughn and run back to the Lancer 34-yard line. Casey then took it down to the 24-yard line, knocking down a spectator in the process. Watch this.
With about 10 yards on the play as he knocks down a cameraman.
No harm done, however.
Spectator on the sideline.
The onlooker was okay. But a few plays later, Casey did definite harm to Grant. On this final Sylmar touchdown, with 6 minutes, 12 seconds left in the game, the final tally, Sylmar 28, Grant 8.
First loss for Grant of the year and a big victory for Sylmar. Two teams we figure to see a lot of when it comes to the playoff time for the city section.